Huge thanks to this video sponsor, xTool. Okay, so I received a package, another one, and another one. To be honest, I was very confused at first, but this is the main thing, and these are additions. So I have to arrange this whole thing, and I think I can do it. There's a pretty detailed manual here. I believe in myself. Let's go. Building it didn't actually take too long. I think I spent the longest time on reading the safety instructions. And now this is gonna be interesting because I don't know what this thing is capable of. So I have to first test it out. And luckily, they sent me additional materials to work with. All right, I believe this is for cutting. Then there's this, which I first was very confused by. I'm guessing this is probably an application to hold something in place. For example, scissors, like this, screw it tight and ta-da! It reminds me of those nail boards where you can press shapes, if you know what I mean. Let's put it to the side. Oh my god, and let's look. But now to actually create something, we need materials. This box came with the main laser. We have wood, a rock coaster, black sheets of something, some rectangles, leather circles that are also stickers, keychains, and colorful metal business cards. Okay, I'm already hooked. I'm already hyped, but that's not even it. Because I have another package entirely filled with more material. Yes, I already took a peek into it. It even came with a catalog and instructions for every single material. Okay, apparently package number 1 contains all this. Oh, this is acrylic. We have more. This is probably shrinky dink paper. Wow, shiny stripes. Laser engraving photo paper, craft paper. Number 2. There's watch bands in there. Okay, 4 of them actually. Number 3, I think that's those. Number 4 is another square rock coaster, 2 of them. Number 5, jewelry bags in different colors, and jewelry. Number 6 contains even more business cards. And then number 7, leather and leather bookmarks, as well as rectangular leather patches. I don't know where to start. Actually, I do. Since I have basically no experience at all, I should do the tutorial first. So we have the app here, and it even has like a community of people uploading designs and like a list of all materials and all the settings you need to work with it. So I'm now gonna start a project tutorial. Preparations. Place the material to be processed. Like, just place it here. Done. Next. Click to select a mode. Because it's a flat surface. Black metal business card. Connect to a device first. Now it's gonna get exciting. You can turn this on. And connect it. Oh, can you see the laser? The little thing? Oh, it's gonna focus now. Oh my. Edit the text. As the humble person that I am, I'm gonna write my own name. Framing. Whoa. Can you see that? There's a really faint... Here. Okay, let's see. Total time 40 seconds. Okay, click start. 1, 2. Okay. Oh my god. Wait. It's done. I didn't turn on the smoke purifier, but it's alright because this material is not hazardous, thankfully. Okay, should I like reveal it? I'm scared. Look at this. There are so many possibilities. I have to think of where to start. Time skip. Okay, being the chaotic person that I am, I did not do a material test really. At first I wanted to try to make character cards featuring my OCs, because why not? And to not save time, I spent a few hours on them. I wanted it to look pretty, okay? I started with Aquarine on the blue card and it worked just fine, but somehow it didn't look right, because yeah, I kind of had the wrong settings. Then I tried another one on the gold card and it was a bit more clear. But the the edges were not deep enough. So I made the laser a bit stronger, and this is probably the best result, even though there's still a bit missing on the edges. But now I know the perfect laser strength. You know, I could have just tried one of these material testing sheets, but I didn't. I should have. I really should have. Anyway, the next thing I wanted to do is work with wood, because you can do a lot of stuff with wood. And yes, I used a negative picture of my bunny, because I thought the darker areas were gonna get lasered, so they're lighter, right? Well, yeah, but no. Wood obviously gets darker, so we have a first negative bunny. I quickly improved my mistakes and cut out another bunny, a hamster, and another bunny motif, which worked just fine. I'm really surprised with how much precision the laser cuts. Then I had a fun idea, which was painting wood. So I first made 2 entirely new illustrations and lasered them on the wood. Problem is, when it was cutting the second one, it started burning, and I was scared because I used the right settings. One thing that I'm really glad about is that the laser immediately stops when you want it to. So if there's a problem, you can rely on it. Naturally, I quickly contacted the customer support and the community support, and there were people saying that the F1 is not optimal for cutting wood. So if you mainly want to focus on cutting wood, this not might be the best choice. Anyway, I cut the rest of the wood with my box cutter and then painted it with gouache. As you can see, this is Link and this is Jinx. It was fun to do, it looks pretty. And that's when I moved on to the main project. Alright, what is the main project? I've always wanted to make musical tracks, like game soundtracks, just for fun. And I was thinking of a way to use the metal cards, because I like them, they're shiny. I want to use them more. So what I did was design album covers. The first one is underwater themed, on a blue card, obviously. I kind of designed a shipwreck and some fish. Every card has 2 designs. And now the front side is the first track, which is called Sea. Really creative, I know. And the second one is on the back side, which is called Deep Sea. And as you can see, the design is more epic. Now, I have this card, but what can I do with it? And that's where wood comes in. Yes, I found a way to cut wood without burning it, which is taking quick breaks between the cutting cycles. Let it cut once, pause, let it cut twice, pause, and so on. First, I kind of designed a music player. This is the front side and this is the back side. I glued some really thin borders on the inside, then glued the back side on top of the whole thing and applied the triangles to act as a stand. And now I can just slide the card into it and it looks amazing. I love it. Great, now I have a design, but no music. So let's take care of that. I just stepped right into a puddle because it's raining outside. It's raining a lot and that is strangely fitting. Alright, do I know how to start? No. But I do have a little brainstorming idea that I recorded recently. It sounds like this. Na, 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 na. Beautiful. Let me try something. If I happen to accidentally create a piece that already exists, it's not intentional. I'm going to try to record a bass. Now the melody. Great, we have the melody. And what to do now? Now that I have the melody, let me write some sheet notes. Okay, the first arrangement that I wrote was it did not sound good at all. And then I tried a very different approach. So it starts out with a harp. And then I recorded some violin playing with an additional harmony. Added some reverb as well as a filter, so it sounds like I'm underwater. Now I do want the second one to be more dramatic. Since we have a shipwreck, I want to add in a siren part. But since my voice is not able to reach high notes, I left it low. I did not add actual siren notes like I'm sorry you had to hear that. And I think it sounds alright because I added some reverb. Listen. It already sounds pretty great. Some reverb always fixes everything. Not everything, but a lot. Okay, I did some editing, it's finished. I basically amplified the voices a bit by adding a pitch shifter. Which sounds like this, but luckily we have this little window here and we can decide to mix it. So we hear both versions at once, which makes it sound like this. Good enough. Oh yeah, and here I have a pitch down violin. In the end, I just added some volume control to make it sound more put together. And that's the majority of the editing. These two tracks maybe sound a bit blurred, a bit fuzzy, because there's not really a recognizable beat. It's supposed to sound like everything's floating. So this is the finished result. Well, I want the second theme to be entirely different. Fire. And it was quite difficult for me to figure out an environment. But then I thought volcano, which was great. And this is obviously going to be on the back side because it's pretty epic, pretty big. I didn't quite know what to put on the front side. And then I remembered that I don't have to keep things realistic. So here we have a person with a burning head and glowing eyes. This time I obviously picked a red metal card. Now there's a tiny problem because the metal underneath is silver, which does not contrast the red color a lot. So compared to the previous one, there's not as much variety in contrast. It does get better when you shine some light on it though, so it's fine. And I'm gonna focus on composing now. Alright, I kind of already wrote the next track. I'm gonna start with the more epic one. When I transferred it to GarageBand, it automatically transformed the drum I used into the orchestral kit. Listen for yourself. It's not supposed to sound like that. Let me first add my own violin playing. That's basically it, and now I need a guitar. Okay. I do not have a lot of guitar playing experience, but I will certainly try. Let me record a bass line, or whatever you want to call it. Let's give the melody a try. Oh god, that's not easy. I also have my ocarina here, because I think it's fitting as well. Okay, let's try. Never mind. This is gonna be very, very interesting. I think it'll turn out great. Everything's annoying today. My hair is annoying. So enjoy looking at my forehead. I kind of had to patch the first guitar together and it didn't sound too great, so I just applied filter on top and it makes it sound like this. Then I have some pizzicato, some plucking. And then I just generated a Latin drum section. Added some tambourines. And some percussion. And together it sounds kind of like this. Hey, I'll take it. Moving on to the second one, I turned the accidental orchestra percussion into a conga performance. I also successfully added some guitar strumming. I think it sounds alright. And now I'm gonna show you the percussion, because that's what really gives it the flavor it needs. We have a Latin drum track again, tambourines, and percussion. I wrote those myself. I think it's my favorite one so far. So here's what I created. Enjoy. Okay, so we have water, fire. I think earth is missing, but not just earth, but a forest. And not just a forest, but a dark forest. I mean, I already finished it, but kind of want the narration to be exciting as well. Anyway, the front side of the card is just a simple forest. And it's also called forest, because again, I'm really creative. And funny story, I thought that the metal card is gold underneath, because my name kind of looked like it, but no, it's silver, which fits even better. So all good. Kind of looks like a foggy forest, which is exactly the eerie vibe I was going for. Then the back side. I could have done a forest again, but that would have been kind of boring. So maybe I went on Pinterest and maybe the next one is heavily influenced from a picture that I saw and didn't save. It was probably AI generated anyway. This one has a creepy deer on it. And yes, this kind of does look like you're deeper into the forest. Oh, and this one's called Urforst, which is German and can be translated into old forest or ancient forest. I thought it was rather fitting. I really do love the vibe it brings across. And now I need to translate that vibe into music. All right, the first forest sounded extremely boring. Well, not extremely boring, but way too positive for this kind of imagery at least. Then I took a whole new approach and looked up instruments on GarageBand who sound like wood. So for example, we have a marimba. We have hammered wood. We have small metal box. And we have sticky percussion. Well, I actually used none of those because I found a melody. So I quickly wrote some sheet notes, then I recorded some string plucking right away. If you have some level of musical hearing, you just noticed that it's kind of off pitch because my violin was tuned a bit too low and I forgot to tune it up again, but I decided to keep it that way because it makes it more creepy. And to fill it in a bit, I also kept the computer generated track. Then I started experimenting a bit. I added dreamy dulcet bells, dark textures, and on top we have Event Horizon, which I really like the sound of. I have to say I really like it. I think it's the most video game sounding like. But more of that later. Let's move on to the even darker version. Okay, the bass notes were supposed to be strings, but when I lowered the recording of my violin, it just sounded bad. So I put an effect on top and it kind of fits the creepy vibe. And then we have another bass line. I think that's creepy enough. We have a harp. We kind of have a beat. And then we have a lot of melody that builds up on each other. For example, we have this violin part with an additional synthesizer. We have a second melody. Here's the main melody alone. And in the end we have this section as well. And an ocarina in 2 octaves. But no, I'm not gonna show you the whole thing, because that's what you're gonna see right after the first one. Here you go. I told you it's kind of creepy. I feel like this video was kind of random, like every video I do, but I hope you liked it. And be sure to check out xTool, and thank you for watching. If you're seeing this, my compositions probably didn't infringe any copyright laws, so that's great. Have a nice day, evening, or night. and bye. I'm gonna have to make it red again because I'm gonna put the volcano track because it's my favorite one. Close to the forest.